Hello, hi, good afternoon, evening. Yeah, more or less about the same time. In fact, it's actually slightly later. Now it's the time now is five, I don't know, 4:52. I'm actually running late. I scheduled for this live stream to be on 4:45, but yes, as usual, technical issues and stuff like that will run into places where I can't really actually receive very well the Wi-Fi. So hence there's a slight delay. So I'm so sorry about it. But yeah, so we just see what we can do. And also today is actually quite unexpected so-called stream. Yeah, because yeah, normally Thursday I don't really have the time to stream, but for today I managed to squeeze out a little bit of time so that we can actually have this live stream to to make up for all the lost time that we used to have last time previously. So yeah, it's a way of saying a way of apologizing to you guys if you're actually following our so-called channel religiously. Right, thank you. So before I begin, let me do my usual stuff. So welcome to the stream. Right, my name is Garrison from Singapore, and yes, I will just maybe just go through what are our usual stuff. So yeah, there are two ways in which you can actually communicate and interact with me in this live stream. One is via the chat function itself, where I think my chat function at the moment is not exactly working very well. Yeah, because sometimes during previous live streams, the messages didn't really appear on my screen itself. So I have to rely on my this dashboard so that I can actually check on what are the messages that's being left on the chat function itself, right? The other way is if let's say you have got a Discord so-called account, what you can do is you can actually talk to me live on air. Yes. So what I can do is just head down over to my Twitch profile, click on the Discord link itself, then you'll be invited to my server. So once you're inside my server, you can actually look for this live on air, this voice channel. So what you can do is just click on it and then turn on the microphone, and we can actually talk to each other live on air itself, right? So that is it, right? So two ways. So and if let's say you're watching this as a recorded stream, a recorded video, either be it on Twitch or on YouTube itself, you can feel free to just contact me and then let me know your views, your opinions, your comments and stuff like that, right? So yeah, and yeah, I think for Twitch at the moment itself, I'm only having 7 days of recorded videos available despite having the prime now. So not too sure about it because previously I still have 14 days even after 1st of September itself. So not too sure how it works, but no worries because we still have got YouTube itself. So what I'll do is normally after the live stream, like for example today's stream, at the end of the day, I will just download it and then just upload onto our YouTube channel, which is also found on my Discord. No, not Discord. It's also found on my Twitch profile. Yeah, so sometimes I think I might not be able to express myself very clearly, but I hope you can actually understand what I'm trying to say. Right, so that is for the recorded stream itself. And alternatively, if let's say you like to, get in touch with me, or write to me, private message me on my social media accounts, you can do so. I've actually attached my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok itself, right? So you can just drop by a message or whichever thing. You can just feel free let me know if you'd like to collaborate on certain videos or you like to do anything, yeah, just feel free to let me know and I will reply them. So just the thing is that you need to let me know, highlight to me that you find me on Twitch so that I know that you are actually viewing my this Twitch mobile live stream, and I will be able to answer you how should I put it? I can actually reply to you quicker in a sense because I still have a lot of messages coming in which some of them I don't know where they are. Yeah, nowadays there's a lot of scam online as well. So yeah, I do really take time to read through and then try to filter out who are the genuine ones and who are those in which are trying to scam me. Of course, I'm not a very rich person, and yeah, but then you never know what type of things that's actually ongoing itself. Right. So, yeah, just now I was up at Mount Faber, so I'm now coming down. I'm probably heading to the east. Yeah, correct. So that will be for today's journey. So let's just sit back and then while I'm driving to my destination, you guys can be my virtual passengers and we can just basically talk about anything under the sun, right? Even though we have got a topic itself, I think the topic for this week is about Apple products. And yeah, I know a lot of them are actually collecting their brand new iPhone 14, 14 Plus, 14 Pro, and 14 Pro Max. Yes, tomorrow, right? Uh, so yeah, I think there's a lot of social media influencer and those tech reviewers. They have their hands-on units already, and I think the embargo has been lifted. I think today they can actually show the videos. So that's to just to get you guys excited about iPhone 14 itself and the series. And of course, I think available. Oh no, I think the watches are next week, if I'm not wrong. Is it? Yeah. Anyway, I'm not too sure, but yeah, the topic. Oh yeah, and I've also forgotten to upload the text discussion on the Discord server itself. So I will have to do it. If not, then it's like yeah, today is already coming Thursday already, so there isn't much time for you guys to actually to bring it offline to actually to chat about it. Yeah, I'm so sorry, my mistake. So yeah, hopefully we can actually have got a better discussion on that. So right, so far so good. So for those who just joined in, welcome to the stream. You didn't really miss anything much because for the first couple of minutes we are just running through our usual stuff like texting and stuff like that. But otherwise, we haven't really gone into any serious discussion yet. So yeah, let's see. My Apple Watch is telling me that I'm running low in battery. Uh, yeah. So basically, I'm still holding on to the Series 5. Probably, yeah, for myself, I actually do an upgrade for my Apple Watch every 3-year cycle. So I do have the Series 2, the Apple Watch Series 2, then followed by now the latest one is not say the latest, the one that I'm actually wearing currently is the Series 5. And so that goes without saying, Series 8 will be the time where I need to upgrade. So this is the year itself. But they come up with another new variant called the so-called the Apple Watch Ultra. So I think that's much more suitable for me because I tend to be very so-called rugged. So normally for the aluminum uh, so-called watch that I used to have, on the Series 2, yeah, I do get the Nike edition, by the way. So most of them are aluminum. So it tends to scratch and yeah. So it has been actually tolerating all my nonsense for the past 3 years. Right now, the only issue is the battery life is actually not as good as before. So it degrades. The battery capacity actually degrades over time. So I think likewise is the same story for my Series 2 because once the watch, if I fully charge them overnight and stuff like that, by the next day, if it doesn't really last throughout my entire work day, it really means that uh, the battery life is almost there and there. So yeah, so looking forward to the Ultra itself. Not too sure how gigantic that's going to look on my Peony wrist. So we'll have to see. I'm not obviously I'm not going to get the first touch and first look itself because at the end of the day, I'm not a tech reviewer, I'm not any influencer and stuff like that, but I just want to be part of it and then probably use the products and then get value for money itself. So yeah, that's me. So not too sure about you guys. Uh, yeah, basically that's it. So we covered the watch itself. The next thing is AirPods. Yeah, AirPods Pro second generation. Think I'm thinking of probably getting it because I currently the one I'm using is just the AirPods first generation. I do used to have the AirPods Pro first gen, right? I think it became 40, so I actually uh, kind of like did a swap with one of my closer friends, and yeah, so that's how I got the AirPods first gen itself. But so far, it's working perfectly fine for being a first generation product. It still serves me well. I'm still doing this live stream on the AirPods itself. So yeah, it's not a very so-called. It's actually pretty still durable and pretty usable at this moment in time. So that's very good. Uh, Yeah, but then thing is that as we go along, we would tend to look for upgrades and stuff. And then yeah, so for the AirPods Pro second generation, there are a couple of difference, but it's kind of like not actually very significant if you just look at it and compare it physically. Of course, the new casing does have this lanyard loop, a metallic. Oh, excuse me. I don't know, like yawning right in front of the live stream. Yeah, that shows how tired I am. I'm actually working kind of like non-stop itself. So yeah, that's why if I have the time and opportunity, I will try to stream. Right. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, coming back. So the casing itself for the second generation, it does come with a metallic uh, kind of like a holder for your lanyard to actually to hook on. Yeah, so that is something new. There's also a speaker grill, in which I think if you use the Find My, the case itself will be able to emit sound, so that you can actually find the case itself. So previously for the all other AirPods before this, only the earbuds itself that comes with a speaker. So if let's say you lost the case, it's actually a bit challenging to find it back because yeah, you can't really find it or detect it. So yeah. And yeah, I think the other obvious difference in which I think people are looking at and actually like the second generation is the volume control itself on the stem. So previously on the previous iPod, AirPods so-called Pro, if you need to change the volume, you need to either activate Siri to do it, or you have to whip up your phone to actually control the sound itself. Whereas this time round, they actually built a capacitive so-called touch kind of panel on the so-called the stock itself. So what you can do is you can actually swipe up to increase the volume and swipe down to decrease the volume. So that's something very neat and handy. Of course, if looking at upgrading, is good to have, but it's not exactly very compelling, especially if let's say you're coming from the AirPods 3, which is actually pretty one of the pretty latest AirPods itself. And yeah, so that's my take itself on AirPods. So not too sure about you guys. And also talk about the iPhone. We also talk about the watch itself. So yeah, I think that quite sums it up. So if let's say you like to share anything, just feel free to to comment itself. And yeah, so the most impressive thing about 14 is for me, if let's say I'm using my 13 Pro Max and stuff, it's actually more for shooting, yeah, for video capturing and stuff like that. So, looking at the specs itself, before anything, I think I did mention briefly on one of the previous streams about the 48 megapixel main camera itself. So with 48 megapixel, you can actually do two times so-called kind of like still like optical zoom, whereby it will utilize 48 megapixel and crop into the center, magnify it, then it will have this 12 megapixel kind of effect, right? So basically, taking kind of like a 12 megapixel picture from the 2x, and then the 3x itself, if let's say you stay at 3x, it will use the telephoto lens, and that will be fixed at 3x, and it will serve the 3x function well. So the only difference between 13 and 14, I don't know how to say the only difference. I would say the more obvious. Is it obvious? I don't know, because I think people are trying to catch the words that I'm actually trying to say, but yeah, one of the differences, I wouldn't exactly describe the type of differences, but between the 13 and 14 is the obviously the camera itself, the camera sensor size and stuff like that. So uh, actually from 14 you can actually kind of like predict and try to see what's up for 15 itself. So iPhone 15 probably coming up next year, if they haven't really go into the phone technology itself, based on the current iPhone 14, what they might do is they might actually how should I put it? Like, I think at the moment in time I'm quite lost of words, but yeah, the thing is that, you know, not say unsurprisingly, but in a way that is not expected is that with the 48 megapixel main camera, 8K shooting, video shooting is not available, which is kind of like surprise, but yeah, not exactly surprised because you are actually looking at how Apple has actually to improve its so-called the photos and videos so-called capturing stuff like that. So yeah, with 40 megapixel, if let's say you want to zoom in 2x, it will actually give you a very ideal 12 megapixel, kind of like 12 megapixel already. That's about a quarter into the size of the lens itself. So yeah. What am I talking? Why am I mixing certain things together? Okay, I think I mixed channel because I actually do hear something from somewhere else. So just pardon me. Right. So in fact, I can't believe I actually do this on the on the streaming itself. So yeah. So if you are actually alert enough to catch, you'll be able to find that you can actually sometimes talk and talk and talk, and then realize that it's actually kind of like a mix information with something else because I'm driving, I'm listening to whatever thing that's come across, and I also am doing a live stream itself. So yeah, it's actually quite challenging, but okay. So much so about the Apple products and stuff. That so, what are the opinions that you may have? So feel free to put it in the chat function itself. I'll see what I can do about it. Right. So at this moment in time, I still can't exactly see a lot on the chat function itself. And yeah, I think Discord, I'm the only person that is actually in the voice channel. So no worries. It's actually pretty okay. The next thing is about yeah the okay. Never mind. I think I'll just skip that because I think it's going a bit far. Right, so we will see if anybody were to come online to actually to join us to chat with us, or if let's say nothing else, then probably that will be it for today, right? So that on the expressway itself. Oh, I'm so sorry that you're on again on live stream. So not very professional, but then the thing is that to begin with, I'm not really a very professional live streamer. So yeah. And if let's say you just catch me on this so-called this today's stream itself, first time, why do I say that? Because this channel is actually kind of like an accidental kind of thing. Yeah. So I won't bore you with the repeated so-called details, but you can actually find the stories probably way back in November. Yeah, I think I did mention in one of the stream over there. Yeah, right. Anyway, so we'll just hang on and continue. We are a good 20, almost 21 minutes into the live stream. So from my so-called uh, screen, I can see that there's one person online at the moment. Not too sure if you are actually watching or viewing this live stream, but yeah, right. So, okay, now towards the east. Yeah, so we'll see how. Right. Uh, oh, I think my phone, my watch battery is going off very quickly. So yeah, I think let me wait for another 2 minutes or so. If let's say there's nothing on from the viewers, live stream viewers, then probably we'll end the talk. We'll just call it a day. Right. So yeah, right now I'm actually along ECP. I'm actually like almost to the east already. Uh, yeah. Uh, I think off my mind currently, to the people that I've met and stuff like that. Uh, I think actually it's quite emotional because for the past couple of days, there's this friend, very close friend of mine, who have encountered certain kind of emotional trauma in a sense that yeah. Anyway, I don't want to bore you guys, but basically just please do treasure whoever that you have with you at any moment in time. Try not to get too petty over certain small things that's happening in life because if you realize that if you are actually angry over certain small little thing and then you try to blame on your partner and stuff like that and then yeah, I think it might be a very simple and small so-called uh, quarrel or whatever thing, but then the thing is that if let's say the next moment the other person is no longer around, then the kind of like remorse and regret that you may have in your life because you cannot really tell the other party that you're sorry or or for whatever reason, like yeah, you admit that is actually a very small thing and to move on itself. So I'm not too sure how many of you have actually encountered this, but if let's say you are the receiving end itself, definitely you are not going to feel very good because you can no longer, express your feelings and stuff like that to the person who is no longer around. So yeah, so take this as a very classic lesson to to take note of. If whoever they are with right now, treasure them. Of course, I don't mean that everything must be sugar coated, honey, like honey lace and stuff like that, where you don't quarrel or thing. I would suppose a little quarrel and stuff like that can be, to actually understand each other better. Of course, if let's say you're kind of like you're wondering why is she like meeting up with so many of her friends and tend to get jealous and stuff like that. If let's say everybody think in a very mature kind of way of thinking, then yeah, you can actually just put your so-called your question or your reasoning and stuff like that, on to be discussed and stuff like that. Now, of course, if let's say you have to handle it, very maturely and stuff like that, so you have to look into why the other party gets kind of like jealous and stuff like that. And yeah, I think things will work better in the sense after some true good communications. However, if let's say there isn't any, and then you're just like bickering, it's like, oh, you keep thinking what you're thinking, then it's like, oh, okay, actually go ahead and stuff like that. So while the other party is like still not very certain, and you know, of course, if the bond is strong and stuff like that, the other party will feel it very strongly, and that's where disaster happen. And if let's say if things were to, accidents will happen and stuff, and one of the party is no longer around, then yeah, it actually makes things very, very, very difficult. Okay, having said all this, I think is good enough for the day, and I don't see anybody leaving any message. I think maybe if they are, but I can't really see them because my chat box itself has got this loading thing that's actually circling and circling since the beginning of the stream. So I guess I will have to see what goes, and yeah. And if let's say anything else, I will try to cover back on the next stream. Yeah, hopefully. So yep, today is Thursday. Tomorrow Friday. Most probably I can stream on a Friday. It's only that today is kind of like a bonus, right? So yep. With that, thank you so much for watching. And for those who are actually silently supporting this channel, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys the next time I come online. Right, bye. You have guessed where I am now. Okay, bye.